All right, future me. We had a great time reviewing Super Mega Godzilla 2. So, what's next on the schedule? What are we doing next? Maybe some more Showa? Some Heisei? Maybe some Millennium? Really treat ourselves? Uh, King of the Monsters. I already reviewed that one back in episode 1. Yeah, no, that was the American version of Gojira, and it was shit. Uh, oh. Oh. Oh, god damn it. No. Okay. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm TsarOctavian, and I'm unfortunately your host for the evening, and it's time for 2019's King of the Monsters. As always, let's do the positives first. Godzilla still looks cool. Mothra is actually a moth. Rodan, ghidorah, they look really cool. Burning Godzilla towards the end, he looks really cool. Yeah. It's a better movie than 2014. So how I approach these movies is that I try to look at them through the lens of a fan. Would a fan be entertained watching this? And not just a fan of somebody who's grown up with Godzilla. Somebody who is watching Godzilla for the first time maybe. And I try to look at it through that lens. And a lot of my fellow movie critiquers, movie reviewers if you will, specifically in the Godzilla genre, which is incredibly niche, but regardless, they will use their film expertise and their film school stuff to look at these movies through that lens, and they will heap praises on both this movie and 2014, for its artistic approach, for daring in aspects that not a lot of movies dare to be, and certainly they are entitled to their opinion, and as am I. And they are also entitled to feel how they want to feel, and art is subjective, and I recognize that. That being said, from my point of view, from a fan's point of view, I'm going to tell you right now, as artistic as it may be, to make the decision that these movies are going to feed you fucking scraps. They know what you want to see, and they don't give a fuck what you want to see. And the goal is to create an art piece where you sit through 2 hours of just meaningless, soulless garbage being shoved down your throat for scraps. And for both movies, it kind of worked, because they were, in fact, artistic pieces that people sat through for very little reward. And in this movie in particular, it's a melodrama. A very shitty melodrama with an eco-terrorist ex-wife fighting her military ex-husband or some bullshit like that. If they're not going to give enough of a fuck, go back a little bit. Because I'm about to tell y'all right now, and I'm going to use my own film expertise on this one, because I also basically went to film school, if you will. My high school had an audio-video production class, which was designed to prepare us for if we entered the field of film and animation. And in this class, one of the most important lessons that my teacher hammered into our heads was respecting your audience's time. And now, more than even back then, this is one of the most important lessons anybody in film, animation, television should take with them to the heart, is that you should respect not only your audience's time, but the fact that they were willing to choose this to spend their money on, their hard-earned money. When times are hard right now, when people are really struggling to get by, and they decide to use your movie as an escape, and they pay their hard-earned money to see this in a movie theater, which is not cheap, by the way. to pay for the streaming service to watch this on, to buy this on Blu-ray or DVD, however it may be, aside from the pirate way. And what you give them is your art, which is, behold, I'm going to waste 3 hours of your life, and I'm going to give you a small reward, and, CGI is very expensive, so that's why we're only going to give you a little bit of monster fighting. And I know some people are going to say, well, Octavian, the movie can't be just monsters fighting. And you might accuse me of only wanting monsters fighting. However, as previously stated in one of my former reviews, my favorite Godzilla movie of all time is fucking -1. And that is a whole lot of human drama. And the difference between -1 and 2014 and this movie in particular is that you care about the humans because the people behind the movie gave a shit about the plot, about the characters, about the story they were telling. You had 3 hours to tell your story, and you could not give a shit about writing these characters in a likable way. You could not give a damn to tell your story in an engaging way. These Japanese movies don't have a tenth of the budget that these monsterverse movies have. Right. I'm cool. Let's talk about something positive. Gemstones. Godzilla versus Gigan. Gigan looks badass. I love the fact that it's basically a whole species of alien monsters. And then you've got, the regular Gigans. You've got the Gigan Rex, which also looks incredibly badass. And speaking of looking badass, you've got Godzilla Jr., which I know this might be considered not canon, but fuck it. It's my headcanon, and I'm choosing to believe it is. Plus, we get Miki doing the intro. So, as far as I'm concerned, in my headcanon, it's canon. The canon is canon, if you will. 5 minutes of just really good Godzilla content. Great choreography, great animation, just all around a fantastic piece, and I was thoroughly entertained throughout it. And please make more. Please, give me a whole movie made by Gemstone. I feel like they could really make some magic here. Come on, Toho. I give Gemstone's Godzilla vs. Gigan 10 out of 10. I give Godzilla King of the Monsters a 1 out of 10. Until next time, I'm TsarOctavian. Gloria Rome.